All right, so just got done with my night routine, hit the gym, showered, brushed teeth, flossed teeth, washed face, and did my whole like face routine or whatnot, skincare, you know what I'm saying? But it's about 9:15, about to hit the sheets. And yeah, just had to upload today's update before I do that. And so today was a weird day. Not really weird, but today was one of those days where the mission legitimately feels impossible. Today was just one of those days where I feel like my body felt heavy, my mind felt heavy, and like I enjoyed my job significantly less than I normally do. And in terms of enjoying my job, it's like I force myself to enjoy it. But today I wasn't able to do that. So it's like it's not a bad opportunity. It's actually, I'd rather be there than most places, but I just know that I'm meant for more and I'm called to do more. And I always have to like battle a sense of resentment towards the job, even though like it's not the job's fault. Like it has nothing to do with it. But this system is rigged. The system is rigged. And so in order to make it out of the rat race, it is very difficult. And sometimes it even feels impossible. And today was one of those days where it felt impossible, where I didn't really have the energy or will to really want to fight. But we still did what we could. And yeah, that's just how it has to be. You know, you can't really succumb to that feeling, because the moment you give up is the moment you fail. That's the only real failure is acceptance of what is and not what could be, you know? So we're gonna go to sleep. We're gonna wake up tomorrow at 4 a.m. We're gonna keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, like when 50 Cent said, "Get rich or die trying," I felt him. Because it's like, yo, what's the point? Like, there's so much life out there. And it's stripped away from us because we're not taught how to create abundance. We're only taught how to work for a wage and be a slave to our jobs forever until we die. And then when we die, they just find someone else to replace us. So I knew from the moment I could conceive thoughts, that was not going to be me. I just didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to actually turn that into a reality. I used to believe that people were just lazy. And so, yes, some people are lazy, but I used to believe that people were just lazy. And that's why most people don't accomplish like big things. But as someone who I believe is far from lazy, I can very well say that even if you're not lazy, even if you're laser focused on the objective, it is still obnoxiously difficult to escape the rat race. And the harder part about the realization is that social media makes it look like it's so easy, because so many people are quote unquote making it and recording the highlights of their life. There's a lot of people who, the reason why social media makes it so easy or makes it look so easy is for two reasons that I can think of off the top of my head. It's probably a lot more than two, but the first reason is there's people who have not made it in that way, who have the persona that they have made it that in that way, and they are using that persona to get people to pay them to teach them how to make it that way, even though that's how they're making it, is by like flexing and providing like a shitty product to a lot of people. And then there's the second reason why it seems easy, is that the people who actually have made it in that way are also doing the same thing. They're selling the secret. They're selling the secret, you know? And then when you buy the secret, I'm not saying that the info product business or the info product industry is scams, but it is not, none of it is a secret. They're literally just showing you how they did it, which may or may not work for you. And the thing is, one, it still takes a shit ton of work. It's still not guaranteed that you get it. And two, again, it's still not going to be easy, essentially. It's still going to be obnoxiously difficult, but there's just people who are using the fact that they have done those great things as a way to accumulate more money. And so that's why it feels like on social media, it feels like everyone has just made it, because there's the people who actually made it. There's people who are pretending to make it. And then there's the people who are following in the footsteps of both of those people, who are now posting content as if they made it. So it's just like everybody on social media made it, essentially. That's what it looks like. But the reality of the situation is this shit is very difficult. And the life of the artist and entrepreneur who truly is seeking abundance is not an easy life, especially because even though it seems like everyone's doing it on social media, when you actually go out in real life, you see that most people are just like either job hopping and coping with their shitty lives on the internet, or they're coping with Netflix and rap beefs and fucking YouTube videos and doom scrolling and video games and partying. And you realize that when you're on the path to actually create a greater life, that you relate to very few people. You relate to very few people, and it makes it that much more difficult to be happy in this state of life. But at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is nothing worth having is created easily. Pressure makes diamonds. Things are only impossible until they're done. Nature said humans can't fly. Now we be flying all over the place. So it's just about being persistent, being relentless, and being obsessed with the outcome, being obsessed with making it happen, and not being too discouraged, because it's impossible to never get discouraged. but not get discouraged to the point where failure even or quitting even looks like an option. Because the thing with me is I be wanting, like, the thought of quitting comes to my brain so often, like so fucking often, but it's impossible. It just feels impossible for me to actually entertain the thought that much because the current the present moment is not fun. So it's like if I stop, then I'm stuck in this, like if I stop trying to dig myself out of a hole, I stay in the hole. Like I'm not about to cope with being in a life that I don't like. So it's like the thought of quitting is just, it's such a quick glimpse in my brain that like exits stage left almost instantly, because it's just like, bruh, like I gotta do something because this ain't it. But that turned into a really long rant, but that's just how I feel right now. I'm frustrated, as you can probably tell, but it's part of the process. But now it's time for me to go to bed, wake up tomorrow, do better. Peace.